Hey everybody, it is Sunday, August 6th, or not August, September 6th, and it's time for my sketchbook review. I've only primarily worked in this particular sketchbook this week, but there is quite a bit of art, so we're just going to jump right into it. We left off with this cherry sketch last week. I know you guys saw it, but I'll just show you again. And yeah, I was just doodling around and I grabbed my blue lead and I started doing some character development, and ultimately kind of decided I wanted to work on maybe roughing out a different sort of cartoony style for my drawings. So that's basically what the next few pages are. It's just me kind of experimenting, and a lot of the pages in here are me just experimenting with this new art style, trying to get comfortable with it, trying to expand a bit. But yeah, so I was using my one character kind of based on my Candy Crush character with sort of the side cut and everything. So yeah, but I kind of want to go with like less, like I want to call it like clumped lashes instead of individual lashes, like not like even right here where I have a couple, sorry, light, where I have a couple of lashes drawn out. I want to avoid that altogether. I just kind of want solid lashes instead of individual drawn lashes. So I was trying to work on a male version of the style. Like it starts off really rough, and then I start pulling it together, and it only takes a few sketches for me to get it, but those few sketches sometimes can be a real challenge because I get so frustrated. I'm like, I know exactly how I want it to look, but just getting it to look the way I want it to, it's hard. And I was just kind of doing some more sketches. I tried to do another Morrigan sketch because I wasn't really happy with the colored one I did a few pages back. And I was just trying to do more full body. I tend to not work full body in smaller sketchbooks because I don't like working that small. But I really should push myself to do it because it helps me to develop a nice solid base and understanding for a full-scale drawing. Like I could always scan and blow it up and make it bigger, but yeah, my phone's gonna be making noise. I apologize for that. Let's see, let me move it over here so it's not so distracting. Just kind of doodling around here with a sketch. Yeah, and just more kind of trying to understand the eye and the different angles and how I want it to look. Again, I don't want these individual lashes. I was just messing around. And then I wanted to do something in color, so I drew Hollywood. And yeah, like this character in particular, like I wasn't a big fan of her. I just kind of don't like the character, but I like her look. So I guess I'm torn when it comes to things like that. But she made my sketchbook, so whatever. She looks really nice too. I did a good job, and I used my gel pens and everything. It was just really, really fun to incorporate her into my... She's colorful too, so I'm not very good at blondes. I don't really have the right scale of color for them in my Copics and even in my Prisma. So I tend to use my colored pencils, but for this one I just chose not to. And then I did like a different version of Elisa Maza. I was doing her from the one episode where she goes undercover to kind of bust Tony Drake on. So yeah, that's kind of the outfit design, which is why like you don't see anything on her except for towards the bottom there. But yeah, and she went to the bar and she was harassing the one pool guy. She was extorting him for protection money, and yeah. But she was wearing a jacket in that one, and in my version she doesn't, so ha ha ha. And then I did Anne Marie from All Dogs Go to Heaven, and like I'm mad because like when I was drawing it I didn't even stop to think about where her waist was, and now it just looks ridiculous. It's like, man, if I had just taken that down to here to where her natural waist is, it looks so much better. But you live and you learn. But I love the way her face and hair came out, like just all together. That came out really solid. I really should scan this one and put it in. Another Elisa Maza, because I wasn't too happy with the other one that I had done. This one I'm much happier with. It kind of shows more of her outfit, so you kind of get a better idea. But again, I was just trying to do some complete artwork in my sketchbook because, you know, my sketchbooks are sketchbooks. But I do every now and then like to have some nice, good, complete art. And I mean, it bleeds through. It was kind of a waste of marker, but at least I'm using the marker. I'm not just letting my art supplies sit back there and not be used. So that's how I kind of justify it. Then I did some Piper Trevor Kiss stuff because I was looking at a Kiss, it was a Kiss meme, and I just figured I would use these two for it. So I did multiple kisses. And then I did Amy in kind of a more cartoony style in all her stripper glory. And then I did Amy again, and I'm kind of trying to tighten the design. Her eyes are a little bit too, this eye in particular is just a little bit too small, but, and her anatomy is like terrible, but whatever. And I wanted to get some inking practice. I did some more Amy. These turned out really nice. Like this one in particular turned out super nice for just being a quick doodle. But yeah. Just kind of getting her colors down, getting her design down, and just kind of getting her attitude down. There's another Amy. No idea who that is. Just some random male character. I was trying to develop some more male characters to go along. Just some male anatomy faces there. Some more male. This is, he doesn't have a name, but he's shown up in my work before. He's usually a blonde, and he's usually with my white-haired character, who also does not have a name, so that doesn't help anything. These two pages are wonderful. This is Piper, and I kind of got her dressed up and looking just really, really sassy. But like, this is like it right here. This is my Piper. This is in my style. This is how I wanted her to look. Like, she's got like nice, soft, round features. She's kind of got a bigger forehead, and just everything is soft about her. She's got like this elegance about her, and that's what I've always wanted for Piper. And like, I nailed it here, and I was so happy. And then I have Amy over here, who's just, you know, scandalous. And she tends to have more, like, it's hard to see because I didn't exactly hit it, very fine, sharp features. But she's surrounded by this mass of very brightly colored, soft aqua hair. So I don't know, her character is just wild in comparison. Like, Piper's like the nice sort of proper person despite her free time activities, whereas Amy is just kind of this wild, crazy, no shame character, and I love her for it. Just a second, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me, sorry about that. But it was coming and I wasn't gonna stop. And then I did Piper and Jab, and she's just kind of teasing him because, you know, she tries to use her feminine wiles to get him to do what she wants every now and then, but it doesn't really work because, you know, he's pretty wise to her games. I was trying to finalize Jab's overall appearance, but it just, I think he needs to be a lot broader than I've drawn him. I drew a quick Daenerys Targaryen. Her eyes just a little bit too close to her nose, and her eyebrow just ugh, altogether just ugh. But it's actually not a bad sketch. I could scan it and fix that, and then I could actually do something with it. Overall, it's pretty nice composition. I liked it anyway. Some Bean Bunnies. This is Marjorie Tyrell, but I don't like her face. Her face doesn't match. It just ugh. I was really just sketching, and then I was like, you know, I need to practice my inking, so I grabbed my brush pen, you know, this guy who I love. I also got some refills for this because I ran out for like a first. And I wasn't happy with this. Like, at the time I was really happy with it, but looking back at it now, I was like, man, there's just a few things. Like, her head's too big for her body and things like that, and her hair just kind of doesn't make sense. And then I did a profile, which I love. I love the way this profile turned out, because she's wearing her wedding dress, and she did have really big curly hair for the wedding. So, yeah. And then I kind of drew her a little bit more subdued with her hair just kind of pulled off to the side, because she's wearing it in the, oh, crap, I can't think of it now. Well, she's wearing it in the style that everybody was wearing it in, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And it actually looks a lot nicer when I go a little bit more simple with her. But yeah, I love Marjorie Tyrell. And then I did another Marjorie Tyrell over here. She's wearing that really low-cut shirt, or low-cut dress that kind of has like the frills at the bottom. I like that dress. And then I was in someone's live stream. I was in the JM My Creations live stream, and I said, I don't know who to draw. So he's like, draw my character Takuro. And I was like, oh, alright. So I did, and I made him like sexy and shirtless, and I gave him so much life to his mohawk. It was awesome. And then Nyrel was in there with me, and she was like, oh, I don't ask her requests very often, but would you do Naru? And she's right. No one's ever really asked me to do anything. And I was asking for something to draw, so I drew Naru. And I drew him shirtless as well. Yeah. And then I was just kind of drawing couples. Well, I was trying to change up my design again here, but really I was just sketching. And then I drew these two, and then that's that same guy as before, the blonde, and she's supposed to be the white-haired girl. I do have names for them. But I love working in this blue lead. I just hate that it doesn't erase very clean. Then I did a raven and a beast boy, and she's like summoning something, and Beast Boy's like kind of disturbed that it has a face, because he has this thing about things with faces, like he won't eat things with faces. But I was doing, like, I was trying to do them in my style, but I don't feel like it works, because it feels like it's two completely different characters from two completely different series, because I tried to make him more goofy, because that's what his personality, and she's just so stoic and simple. Not stoic and simple, but stoic and serious, and yeah, so I don't feel like I did good on that sketch, but I think the hands turned out really good, and that makes me happy. And then I was just doing some more inking practice, and this is kind of, this is Piper again, and I was just kind of doing inking practice, doing some expressions. And then this was supposed to be a Zuko, but as you can see, it's just, yeah, not. And then this is a character based on that blonde hair character. I'm trying to make another superhero sort of character, supervillain, whatever. But I haven't really finalized the design yet. I'm just still in the doodling stages. And then I got Piper up here as Jade with her mask on and stuff like that. Just kind of trying to get an idea of how her character is going to be. And then I drew a picture of Amy kind of having fallen out of bed, or just kind of, you know, I can't think of any sort of situation where she could have just, you know, fallen and ended up in that position, but whatever. I drew her in that position. Get over it. I like it though. And I was kind of doing like writing down differences in between their face shape and sort of their character design, just to kind of keep it clear in my mind the different things that make Piper Piper and make Amy Amy. But that's it. But it's actually quite a bit. There's quite a lot of development work, quite a lot of colored work too. Like, I'm trying to use my Copics a lot more, but I'm really finicky on when I use them. I am very, very picky. Like this stuff, obviously I knew going into it I was going to be using my Copics, but everything else is just like, this was a miss. Like, I didn't know I was going to, but I did. And I'm glad I did. Just this right here in particular makes me very happy. But then I didn't use them again. So I was like, okay, I need to stop being so picky and just start using them whenever, because I'm not going to get better unless I use them. And if I keep waiting until the absolute perfect drawing to use them, then it's a waste of materials. But yes, so that is my sketchbook review for this week. If you guys liked what you saw, go ahead and like and comment, subscribe, do all that good, fun, awesome stuff. And I will see you guys in the next sketchbook video.